Good morning, children. I hope everyone is fine and in cheerful spirits. It is revision time again, and today we are going to revise lesson number 7, The Raven and the Fox from our Real English book. You have already revised the first 6 lessons. Do you remember their titles? Yes. The first one, The Cranky Macaw. Second, Trees. Third, A Wise Lesson. Fourth, The Story of the River Ganga. Fifth, The Old Gumby Cat. Sixth, What the Birds Said. And today we are going to revise lesson number 7, The Raven and the Fox. As I have told you before, this time you have an objective type of paper. That means all the questions which will be asked will be objective. But we are going to have 4 different types. First, MCQs or multiple choice questions in which you will have to choose and click on the correct answer. Second, true or false. You have to type true or false. True if it is right and false if it is wrong. Match the columns. You will have something in column 1 and you will have some other thing in column B, and you will have to match these from your textbook or your grammar book. Then you will have fill in the blanks. I have told you before, fill in the blanks are also going to come. Fill in the blanks, you will have a blank. You will have to fill in a word or maybe a few words to complete the sentence. But then you can't leave questions and answers or the lesson, because something based on the lesson may be asked or something which is based on the questions and answers we have done. So now let us start revising. Quiz time again for you to test how much we remember from the poem The Raven and the Fox. Now, The Raven and the Fox is based on a fable. Do you remember what is a fable? Please take a rough notebook like always and a pencil or a pen and just jot down the answer. Here it is okay if you write incomplete sentences, but in the exam, of course, you'll have to click on a complete sentence. You are not going to be asked to write complete sentences this time. So what is a fable? Just jot down your answer. Then we come to the next one. What is the name of the fox in this poem? Just write the name, just one word and with a capital letter, because it's a proper name. What is the raven's name? Again, capital letter for a special name. Have you written? Now we go to the fourth one. Where is the raven sitting? You can write the word which has been used in the poem, or you could also write the meaning of that word, just one word. Now the next one, what did the raven have in his beak? What was there in the raven's beak? Please write that word and the correct spelling. Now some more questions to test your knowledge. Why did the fox want the raven to open his beak? The fox wanted the raven to open his beak. What was the reason for that? Just a few words. Please write it in your notebook. Now the next one. How did the fox flatter the raven? Flattery, of course, when you praise someone for something, or you talk smoothly to that person, which is called smooth talk, which is a praise for something which that person doesn't have. So why did the fox flatter the raven? Now the next one, what did the raven do? Now when the fox flattered the raven, he had some plan in his mind. But the raven listened to the flattery, believed that it was true, and then what did the raven do? Now the next one, the ninth one. What did the fox tell the raven after getting the food? First, the fox got the food and then he preached something to the raven. What did the fox tell raven? That is also the moral of the poem. And the last one, name the poet of the poem. That means who is the poet of this poem. Now, have you written the answers to all 10 questions? Of course, you could write just one word or a few words and just check how many are right. You can open the book and check from there how many of your answers are right and quickly give yourself 2 marks for each correct answer. And if your answer is half correct and half wrong, or you have just written half of it, then you can give yourself 1 mark. Now let us see your score. As I told you, you have to give 2 marks for each correct answer. So if all your answers are correct and we have got 10 questions, you are going to get 20 marks. And if you have one wrong, then what will you get? 18. If you have an incomplete answer, then 19. Now let us see your score. If you have scored 20, that means excellent. You have done excellently well. Give yourself a clap. Now, if you have 18 to 20, that means very good. 15 to 18 is good. But if you have less than 15, then you need a thorough revision, so that next time when we have a quiz, you also get 20 out of 20. Now let us quickly go through the word bank and revise the words and their meanings. As I told you, word bank could be asked in any form as match the following, true or false, multiple choice. So please revise the word and its meaning, because we could give the word and ask you for the meaning, or we could give you the meaning and ask you for the word. Now let us get started. Are we all ready? Perched. What is the meaning? Sitting on a branch or the end of a seat. That means you don't sit comfortably on a seat, you just sit on the border or the end of a seat. Now, limb, branch. Here, limb is used as branch, but then you know limb has another meaning as well. But here we will stick to the meaning which is used in the poem. Morsel, a bite of food. What you can eat in one bite is called a morsel. Spied, secretly observed. If it is spy, then secretly observe. But this is the past tense form of spy. Spied, so are meaning also has to be written in the past tense, secretly observed. Now some more words: flattery, praise, or smooth talk. When you praise someone for something which that person does not have or which is wrong, then it is called flattery. And you do this because you want some favor or something else from that person. And to please that person, you indulge in flattery. Vanity, the state of having too much pride. When you have too much pride, then it is called vanity. And vanity again is a negative quality. It is bad to listen to flattery and it is bad to have vanity. Horrid means very unpleasant or unkind. It's not only unpleasant, it is very unpleasant or unkind. Vice is a personal flaw. Virtue is something good you have in a person, and vice is some bad quality which that person has. Now we go to the first exercise, that is true or false. Now, when you get true or false in the exams, you have to read very carefully because sometimes the first half is true and the second half is false. So, we have to write false because the complete sentence is not true. Sometimes in a hurry, we just read the first half, think that it is true, and quickly write true without reading carefully the second half. But if one half or one part is true and the other is false, then the sentence is false. So please read the sentence properly, understand all the words, and then write true or false. Now let us start. The raven was sitting on a wall. Is it true or is it false? It is false. Where was the raven really sitting? He was sitting on a limb or a branch of a tree. So it is indeed false. Now the second one. The fox starts his flattery by praising the raven's appearance. Yes, the fox really starts his flattery by praising the raven's appearance. Do you remember what did he say? You are a handsome bird, such feathers mean such beautiful feathers. So he does start his flattery by praising the physical appearance of the raven. But in reality, the raven is not handsome and he doesn't have beautiful feathers. Now, the third one. The raven's voice was melodious. Again, this one is false. Why? Because the raven's voice is not melodious. It was the fox who called his voice melodious. Otherwise, in reality, it is not melodious. Now, two more, true or false. Fourth one, if the raven would sing, the birds of jungle would call him king. Now, this is a little confusing because many children think it's true, but it is false because it is not saying that the fox said that if the raven would sing, the birds of the jungle would call him king. That is what the raven said, though it was not true. It was the fox who said this, though it was not true. So here it is just a statement. If the raven would sing, the birds of the jungle would call him king is false. Fifth one, the fox's real intention was to educate the raven about the vice of vanity. Real intention means what he really wanted was to educate him, to tell the raven that vanity was bad and it was a vice. No, his real intention was not to educate him about vanity or vice or listening to flattery. What was his real intention was that the raven should open the mouth, and if the raven opens the mouth, the morsel would drop down or would fall down, and the fox could get it. So his real intention was not to educate the raven, it was to get the morsel of food. Now we come to the next exercise, which is complete the following. In your paper, that is terminal paper, you may get this as fill in the blanks. So please don't get confused. Complete the following also has a blank with some words missing. Fill in the blanks also has a blank with a word or more than one word missing, which you have to fill in. You could even get this changed and get it as MCQs. So please be ready for revising complete the following. Now the first one. Reynard the fox noticed that Mr. Raven had dash in his beak. What did he notice or what did he see Mr. Raven had in his beak? A morsel. And please learn the correct spelling of morsel, because sometimes to confuse you, if we have a multiple choice, we may give a wrong spelling and a right spelling as two options, and a child who clicks on the wrong spelling doesn't get marks. And if you have to type in fill in the blanks, then of course again you need the correct spelling. Now the second one. The fox wanted the raven to open its beak because... Why did the fox want the raven to open its beak? The reason was because he wanted to get the morsel from its beak. So he wanted the raven to open its beak. Unless and until the raven opened its beak, the morsel would remain in his beak or inside his beak. So for him to get it, he wanted the raven to open the beak so that the morsel would fall down from its beak. Now the next one. The fox flattered the raven by telling him dash. What did the fox tell the raven? And of course, it was flattery because it wasn't true. It was just to please him and to make him open his mouth. The fox flattered the raven by telling him that the raven was a handsome bird and had a melodious voice. So, what did the fox do? He praised the raven's good looks and he also praised the raven's good voice. Now, good looks to make him feel that he was really a well wisher of the raven and make him feel very good. And then he told him that he had a melodious voice because he wanted him to sing. If you tell someone that he has a bad voice, that person would not feel like opening the mouth and singing. So if you tell someone you have a beautiful voice, could you please sing a song for us? That person would very happily open the mouth to sing. Now the next one in complete the following. The raven was so pleased with the compliments that compliments are the praises or the good things you say about someone, especially in front of that person. So the raven was so pleased with the compliments that he opened his mouth to sing. He went on flattering the raven, tell, told him that he had a melodious voice, and if he could sing, the other birds of the jungle would call him king. And so it really pleased the raven, and he thought the fox was really telling him the truth, which of course he did not know, and so he opened the mouth to sing. Now the last one in complete the sentences or complete the following. After getting the food, the fox told the raven that till he got the morsel or the food, the fox kept on praising the raven. But after he got what he wanted, what he had looked at from below, and he really wanted to get it, after he got it, now he thought he could teach him some moral values or tell him something. So after getting the food, the fox told the raven that he should not listen to flattery and that vanity is a horrid vice. There are two things you need to remember. First, that he should not listen to flattery. There may be people flattering you, there may be people using flattery because they want something out of you, but then you should know what the truth is and not listen to the flattery. And then second, that vanity is a horrid vice. Now, do you remember the meaning of the word vanity? I did it just now in the word bank. The state of having too much pride. That means if you have vanity, you have a lot of pride, which is not good. So these were some of the exercises which could come in your terminal exam. But then you have a third exercise, A3, answer these questions. And there are three questions. Now you may say, okay, this time long questions and answers are not coming, so I can very well leave these. No, please don't do that. First, read the poem properly. Then you must go through and read all the questions and answers. These will not be asked as questions and answers, but some objective type of question may be based on this. So, what quality of the raven's character made him open his mouth to sing? Could come as a multiple choice. We could give you four options and you may have to take the one which is correct. Please remember there cannot be more than one in the exam, so you have to click on just one. If you click on two, then it is wrong and you can't get marks. Now the second one, I'm sure the lesson is worth the prize. What was the lesson and what was the prize? Please revise this answer also. And the third one, why do you think the fox preaches moral principles to the raven instead of just running away with the morsel? This may not come, but then you need to think and keep this answer in your mind because it is a very, very interesting, high thinking order question. Then you have in this lesson sounds and pronunciation. Of course, the activity part will not be asked, but then you could get something on what a fable is. And maybe you get it as true or false. You may get it as multiple choice. So please remember to read what a fable is. If you have written it somewhere, please revise it. And if you don't have, just find the meaning from the dictionary or go to the net and get the meaning. Now today's prep, I'll be putting in ERP prep. Please read your prep and complete everything done so far. If you have something pending or incomplete, it must be completed by Saturday. As you know, Sunday is the only day before your exam, and then your terminal tests start on Monday, and English is the very first paper. So you must have everything completed. So on Sunday, you can have a quick recap and you don't have to waste time looking for something which is not there in your notebook. So everything should be in one place, and if you write it in your notebook again, then it gives you good practice. And if you have not written it even once, then at least you will have everything in one place and you will save a lot of time while revising. Thank you, children. All the best for your terminal exams. Do your best and get good, very good marks. Thank you. Till we meet next time. Thank you very much. Take care.